Okay, we're back with Doc and the Boxer, episode 46. If you can, if you please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Doc and the Boxer, or any questions or anything, send us an email at dogandtheboxer@gmail.com, all lowercase. I'm Andrew St. Cluner, and this is Len Green, the Doc.
I'm the Doc.
The Doc. And
all right, man.
And we'll get right into it.
Yeah.
And I didn't even want to really speak on this, but I mean, it has to be talked about because, and we're not referring to as in Miami at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida. Floyd Money Mayweather versus Logan the Maverick Paul. So I'll you know how I generally tell the records, and so I'll do it like this too.
Yeah.
So Floyd Money Mayweather, 15-0, 27 KOs, but only an exhibition, right? In this fight, only an exhibition. There's no winner. 8-round exhibition against 0-1 Logan Paul. So just quickly, Doc, we'll talk about it, and then we'll talk about what's really important about this, which is to tell the tape. And one thing was that, you got Mayweather, he's 44 years old, but he's always training, that too. He's not like, then you have Jake Paul, who is 26.
Logan Paul.
Sorry, Logan Paul, the brother of Jake Paul, Logan Paul, who's 26. Then you have 5'8" Floyd Mayweather and 6'2" Logan Paul or whatever Paul.
Logan Paul.
Paul.
Yeah. What was the weight difference?
Oh, sorry. And then the weight difference, and you have Mayweather weighed in his heaviest at 155. Mayweather always weighs in at 47 or whatever the catch weight would be, 48, whatever, but he's never weighed over that. And that even 155 for a retired boxer, that he's always in shape, he's always around his weight. And I'm sure he had to probably go up in weight because Logan Paul 189.5, and that's only the day of the fight. I mean, sorry, the day of the weigh-in, because the day of the fight, we're talking he's 200 plus when the bell rang.
Boy. Yeah,
he's a big boy, and Mayweather doesn't put weight on, right?
No.
He never does.
No.
When the fight
weight was like 149 or something.
Yeah. He used to be like that when he was fighting too, like down at always walking around on weight, 47, 48, about that. Never had to shed those extra pounds.
No, his training was just pure working out. Yeah,
it was. So like I said, there's no verdict, if you will, in this fight, and because it was an exhibition. But let's just hear, Doc. Did you be able to get a chance to see this?
Yeah.
What did you think?
Going into it and then watching it for what it is, it's kind of like, outside of the pro fights, but we'll get to those, but it's kind of like a spectacle. It's more of a boxing entertainment than purist boxing, because really this guy, Logan Paul, and then good for him, he's awful. It's obvious that he's an athlete, right? And he said he was a wrestler as well.
Yeah.
Probably an athletic guy, and he picked up boxing.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't fight he didn't box. What he did wasn't boxing. It was more like fighting rather than boxing.
Yeah.
And so that would occur to me that this is not really boxing. And then there's the question of, is this something good for boxing overall? And I do have an opinion on that. And I know you probably do too.
I mean, like, I do. For sure I do. And mine is like, it's similar to what other fighters were talking about, and Ricky Hatton, for example, and Ricky Hatton's, obviously an opponent of Floyd Mayweather, and he talked about, I had to beat Jose Luis Castillo, I had to beat these guys, I had to beat to get a shot at to fight Floyd Mayweather. This guy, Paul, Logan Paul, is Logan?
Yeah. Logan, yeah.
Okay, Logan Paul, he didn't have to do any of that. He comes with own one record. I know it's for money. I know it's like it's for entertainment, the value and stuff and whatever. But then Mayweather Hans also saying, so this is what it says. I think Floyd Mayweather is damaging his legacy. His peers will be looking at him. Truth be known, though, Floyd doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. He's called Money Mayweather for good sake. That tells you what you need to know. It's all about money with him. Me personally, I thought it was about the fans. The fans pay your wages. The fans deserve to be entertained. Floyd isn't bothered as long as he gets some money. It shows total disrespect to his peers and other great champions of old. And I don't. I mean, if a guy has an opportunity to make big money or any kind of money, especially in the fight game, I say allow him to, allow him to. May right.
Yeah, that's my opinion too. Allow him to. He's retired. He's making a living. But it's more like celebrity boxing to me. That's what it was like.
Yeah.
And that's not so my opinion also is just because you expose boxing, so-called boxing, to this huge fan base because you're a YouTuber and Mayweather has a ton of followers.
Mm-hmm.
But this dude, Logan Paul, obviously, tens of millions of followers.
Mm-hmm.
So just because that match was exposed to all those people, it doesn't mean they're going to suddenly become
boxing fans.
They're going to become celebrity boxing fans.
Mm-hmm.
So too, when celebrities are fighting.
Yeah.
But it also gives them the impression that that's what the pros are doing, because Mayweather was a pro. So if it's all like that, I'd rather watch the celebrity boxing.
You're right. So when the fight was almost near the end, then Jake Paul was there, and they're showing him on camera. Like, oh no, like he's like, he's beat Mayweather. He's like Logan Paul beat Mayweather, and whatever. So in a sense, like it makes it look like Mayweather isn't the great. But it's only because he wasn't able to do the things in that fight because of how big and how heavy, and that's math. There's weight classes for a reason in boxing.
Yeah.
Right? We know that.
Yeah.
If he would have been careless, and he's not careless, but if he would have come in and Logan landed a punch.
Yeah.
I'm not joking about that. I don't really know which one they are. It landed a punch. He would have been hurt out, whatever. So he couldn't risk that. And it made for, and then Logan is on top of him, like holding him whenever he was tired, holding. And when you hold, when you got so much weight, extra weight on top of a guy, I know just in a clinch when someone on your own weight is on you, and it's draining, takes your legs away and stuff. Can't imagine that much weight like that Logan Paul had on him.
Yeah, and that was the whole game plan, was throw a couple punches. They were ugly punches, by the way, technically wise.
It was
chin is up. And he's just this brute force coming forward and clutching. And there was so much clutching and him putting his weight that it was not entertaining, the fight. I didn't feel
no, it wasn't. It was just honestly the allure of it and everything was just, for me and a lot of people, was you get to see Mayweather in the ring again.
I just love watching him fight, and you see little glimpses of the younger Mayweather in there too.
Yeah.
knowledge and supreme intellect in the ring
Mm-hmm.
allows him to fight at age 44, a guy that's like
Exactly.
heavy,
Yeah.
60
Yeah.
pounds heavy.
Yeah. And that age.
That's
And
a lot.
he makes apparently what has been said, he made
Yeah.
112 million.
That includes like the points, I guess, from the pay-per-view. Because it
For
was
sure,
something like
that's a big pay because
3 million,
because
I think, on the pay-per-view.
3 million.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that's good. That's massive.
I think that's what they said.
Really,
I
eh?
have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's where the most of the money is made. Because that stadium, to me, it didn't even look like it was jam packed. Did
No,
it to you?
it didn't. It didn't, and it it looked like most of the crowd wasn't even near the front.
Yeah,
But
I think because of the rain. I don't know.
30,000. Yeah, but
How much? 30?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what they
That's
announced.
what they announced. Yeah.
And Logan made made 18 million for that fight.
This guy's in his 20s and he made 18 mil.
18, and he's already making bank because he's a YouTube star and stuff.
Doing something right.
One thing was like when I looked at him in the ring, I'm like, this guy's like he's juiced up, man. Like he's on something for sure. I mean, to be able to go 8 rounds, and I mean he wasn't able to go full out for those 8 rounds.
No, it wasn't.
But he was still able to last 8 rounds. It wasn't like Conor McGregor that got dead tired.
Yeah.
And then Mayweather took him out.
Took him out in round 9 or something.
But then the weight class is a big difference here with this, Paul.
That's the biggest. And like 4 years older since McGregor, too.
Yeah. And
so father time is a factor.
Big time for sure. You can't deny that. And he's saying, Mayweather, that this is it he's not doing anymore. That's what he's saying. He's not doing any more of these exhibition type. But when you're getting to fight tension, whatever his name is in Japan, and you get 10 million, and then you get 118 million for this, you're gonna take that money. He's Money Mayweather.
Yeah, it's easy money for him too. He said he trained like every other day.
Do you believe that? Because he doesn't train every other day anyways. He trains every day.
I don't know. I could believe it if he's 44. His body needs a day to heal from the previous day's training.
True. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But he seems to me like an anomaly type of.
I think he is an anomaly type of guy,
right? That's always in the gym. Doesn't have that wear and tear, and he can keep going. That's
and I think when your brain goes like wear and tear in your brain, your body follows soon after, quicker.
Yeah. Mayweather said something like it was pretty intelligent, and what he say is like, they say it's not all about money. Well, my kids can't eat legacy. The patches on my trunks alone earn me 30 million alone. So who's really the smartest one in the sport of boxing? When it comes to legalized bank robbing, I'm the best. Right?
Did he just come up with that on top of his head?
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know what? Look, everybody has their own ethics, their own morals, as long as it's not harming anybody else. His may be different from ours, but it's still his, right? And he makes a point in that statement. And he talks about generational wealth, not just
right. You're right. Exactly. Not just for his
his legacy and his name, the Mayweather name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's a pretty special thing. That's a special guy to be able to do that, I think.
Yeah, I agree. But when we look back at Mayweather later down the road, years later down the road, and we talk about the best in boxing that were there, and we talk about Muhammad Ali, and we talk about Roy Jones and Floyd Mayweather, we're always gonna say Mayweather, like he fought a lot of those other type of fights that kind of, I guess, like for the fighters, and you see Ricky Hatton, they kind of like spew like hate towards Mayweather to do for doing that, because it tarnishes the legacy of the sport and all that. But I don't. I think that's what they're spewing is not like appropriate. Like, I mean, if they had that opportunity, they would take that. If they had an opportunity to make that kind of money, they would definitely do it too. Right?
Yeah, of course. And they, I mean, from their point of view, they have a point as well, right? But
they do. Yeah.
But here's the thing. You know, the onus is up to boxing. If boxing is in a situation that it's that weak that one fighter legacy affects the whole image of boxing, well, then boxing is in a bad place.
Right.
This should just wash over, man. And it'll wash over, and time will tell whether we talk about Mayweather versus Canelo or we talk about Logan Paul versus Mayweather.
Yeah, McGregor versus Mayweather. Yeah.
Right?
But
that's a bad, but that would be something, that would be saying something terrible about the state of boxing by saying his legacy could tarnish boxing. No, it could momentarily tarnish it, but as long as boxing keeps proving itself, which way it is, with great fights and great fighters and highly technical, skilled fighters, it doesn't have to depend on Mayweather's legacy to survive. It's gonna.
Yeah.
And that's how I think about it from that point.
I mean, if you look at it, Doc, like if you look at the prize money, okay, and the prize money for some of these fights that Mayweather has had, not boxing fights, well, I mean the McGregor, whatever it was, that was a fight. But look at how much money he made, which surpasses any other boxing purse that any fighter has ever even come close to making. What does that tell you about the guy? Like, the guy's he is a genius when it comes to making this type of money.
He's a genius at marketing his name.
Yeah.
And his persona, the persona of Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
How he is in his personal life, we really don't know because we've only seen him in front of the camera.
Yeah, you're right. But we
can't really judge him based on his alter ego, Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, like we know things that have happened with him in the past, and all the charges and with beating women and stuff. I mean, we don't really need to get into all that.
No, it's history now, and he went to court and he paid his dues based on what the court gave him.
Yeah.
And he didn't have control over that necessarily.
Yeah.
So he paid his dues. Can we give a guy a second chance too? I think all of us would want a second chance.
Everyone deserves a second chance. Depending, I mean, not depending, but
well, depending on
what you did, the severity of what you've
done. Does have influence.
Yeah, for sure.
But that influences the jail time you get too. So you end up paying your dues anyways.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
But I mean, the good thing was this was a Sunday too, this fight card, and it was like, I mean, there was no fights on Saturday, and then it was good to have a fight card on Sunday. There were some boxing matches in here.
Yeah.
And we'll go to those ones. So it kind of a somewhat of an upset. And it is an upset for sure. Luis Arias from Boca Raton, Florida, improves to 19-2 and 9 KOs with a split decision win over Jarret Swift Hurd. 24 now falls to 24-2, 16 KOs from Albuquerque, Maryland. Judge John Rupert scored at 95-93 for Hurd. but was overruled by judges Mark Streisand and Toby Tamarkin, 97-93 and 96-93. Just quickly, Aries was 0-2-1 in his last 3 fights, so I'm sure they were thinking this is going to be an easy win. Aries, the height, I think the height was somewhat of an advantage for Hurd, but Hurd kind of neglected that by going inside and fighting inside. It was the out. Oh, sorry. We'll talk about that We'll talk about that. Then we'll talk about the other factors in this fight. What did you think about Jarret Hurd? And this is his second fight back. Wait, sorry, first fight back since
17 months.
17 months since the death of his father.
Yeah.
Who was a major part of his boxing, was actually the reason why he stayed in boxing, because he wasn't gonna, his dad put him into it, then he wasn't gonna stay into it, and his dad pushed him.
And look, he's a talented boxer. Hurd. I've liked him at 154. I like the way he fights, even though he lost, to
yeah, no, that was from Philly, the Philly.
Charlo.
No, it was what? I can't think of it.
Orange Julius.
That's it. Yeah, OJ.
Well, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah, true. Oh, this makes it look bad on the podcast now, dog. Damn.
We'll get it back. Don't worry about it. We don't look
all right.
bad.
Okay.
We never look bad.
Okay.
So he hasn't fought. The point is he hasn't fought in 17 months. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm hoping in the 17 months he's improved his defense a little bit more, but he's improved his outside fighting, because I don't want to see him fight the way he used to fight on the inside, deliver, but also get hit by a lot of punches too.
Yeah.
So that's what I was hoping for. And the fight starts, and as it gets into it, no, he's back to same Jarret Hurd. And this other guy, Arias, he was in great shape for this.
Yeah, he came to win.
Wow, did he come to win? He was prepared. They had a plan, and he followed the plan. And every time he got rocked a little bit, he rocked him back. I mean, this guy was really impressive. And I was sitting with my son.
Yeah.
And I said to him, Max, this fight, because my son was enjoying it.
Yeah. That was a good fight.
Look at this guy. Look at this fight. Look at this guy, Arias. He's going to win the fight because he wants it more. This is about his brain and his heart.
Yeah.
My son goes, okay, that sounds interesting. Let's watch. And that's exactly what ended up happening. I'm not saying that I'm a big shot, know-it-all or whatever.
No, you're totally right.
Yeah, from the point of view of what we were seeing happening on the screen, because they were both skilled fighters. But he and what a way to come back, because he was 0-2 and whatever you said.
Yeah, he 0-2-1.
Now he gets
the last 3 fights,
and he gets an opportunity with a top-ranked guy, right? And they fought at a heavier weight too. Although
they fought at 160, yeah.
Yeah, but he was. I think Arias was a bit lighter than that too.
Yeah, he was smaller. He was
close
like
to 154. I think.
he was. You could see the size difference.
But boy, he fought really well.
He did. He was throwing those over. The Hurd had that low left. It was bang, connect with that overhand right. Only thing he didn't have that big punch power that really could have hurt him.
That's right.
But one thing, because it was a Showtime telecast, right? This whole pay-per-view thing was a Showtime, and that's Abner Maris and Al Bernstein, and they're really great, and they're awesome. They
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 are.
were making a point. I think it was Abner Maris. He was making a point. It's like Jarret Hurd, he's confused. He doesn't know how he wants to fight now. He's not really all there. He's not sure if he even wants to fight. And he's
Wow.
in there. He doesn't know how to fight. He's in the
Yes.
ring. He's like doesn't like should he should be using his reach and stuff, but he's going inside and he doesn't know what he wants to do.
I knew it was a problem when at first, when they did the tail of the tape, and Hurd's reach was 8 inches longer
Yeah.
than Arias's.
Yeah.
That my immediate thought was, okay, with that reach, he's going to be fighting from the outside. It makes sense. Make him work and counter him as he's coming in. But that didn't happen. It was inside the whole fight. And he didn't take advantage of that 8-inch reach. That's why I really agree with Abner Mares and what he just said.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. That was a very good point. And do you know, to be honest, like I would not be surprised if maybe this is the end of Jarret Hurd and then we don't see him resurface again unless he made some drastic changes if he
Wow.
wants to. If he
Yeah.
wants to. I mean, it was only 2.5 months ago that his father passed away too. And I guess that I'm sure that played a big factor. For sure it did on him.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He entered the ring with a T-shirt with his face,
his father's face.
Remember, and his father.
Yeah, yeah, he did. Another thing was too about the outdoor. I don't really like the outdoor venues because of the rain and when the elements occur.
Yeah, and to see how slippery it was for these guys, especially during the Hurd Arias fight. I mean, especially where that big green logo was.
That huge logo.
That looked dangerous too, man. One slip and you tear out your knee.
Yeah, slippery when wet.
Yeah. But, oh, you young guys.
But so yeah, like and that was a factor. There was one. I think there's one time when was it Hurd went down from a slip and Aries. Oh, it was Aries went down from a slip. And Hurd hit him
in the back of his head as he was going down. And then they gave him an 8 count.
Then they gave him the 8 count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a clear slip.
And
so, but if I were a judge, I would come back. But he came back in that round. I would have scored a 10-9 round, not a 10-8. And they talked a bit about that too. And but it looked like all like 2 out of the 3 judges did the give it a 10-8 round.
That round? Yeah. Yeah.
It really was a flip.
Yeah.
But what can you do? It's still he did deserve to win the fight regardless.
He did Aries it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what Hurd said. He's like, I'm not sure what went wrong tonight. I believe I won the fight. I had a knockdown, which we were just talking about. Yeah. I could make 100 excuses, but it wasn't a great performance. The plan was to come out in the first round to box, but I wasn't as confident in my feet as the rain came down. So I had to go toe to toe more. That wasn't really what we trained for. So I was a bit sloppy. I'll take the rematch whatever way. I know I'm the better fighter. But I mean, like, it could have made him change his style and to go at him because he maybe, right?
Yeah, that sounds a little bit more like he's gonna stay in the game, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's a talent and he trains with, like, he's in that Terrence Crawford camp and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's surrounding himself with those people, like-minded people, and what remains to be seen. Was it Julian Williams?
Julian Williams, that's it. I said Williams.
Yeah. Julian.
Yeah.
Then the other fight, Doc. Then we have Badou Jack,
Yeah,
a former two-time champion. Badou
yeah,
Jack 23-3, improves
yep,
to 23-3 and 4 draws, 14 kills, dropping late replacement Dervin Colina, now 15-1, 13 kills, 3 times in the fourth round for a stoppage. Um, Jack was supposed to fight WBA regular champion Jean Pascal. Obviously tested positive for steroid, and then 3 steroids, and then another one came out because this EPO test takes longer. Um, and then that came out that he was injected with EPO as well, because that's the only way you can administer.
damn it, that's really disappointing, isn't it?
Hugely, and the thing is, like we can't even say. I don't know. I don't want to comment like that, because like I
No,
said, he's my friend, and
yeah, and he's a good guy, he's a good human
he
being.
is he is
You know, but it's still, you feel the way you feel, and it is disappointing because we're such big fans of his.
Yeah, yeah,
But we
it
got to
is
hear what he has
extreme.
to say.
I mean, but Doc, I mean anything, because he did have a press release, or he released a statement after the findings and everything, and his suspension and the withdrawal from the Badou Jack fight, and basically he was just saying that he apologized that he didn't do anything. He wasn't involved with that type of stuff. Memo Heredia, we talked about him, was in
Yeah,
his camp and he fired him ASAP, whatever. But regardless of what he says, it's concluded. It's the
yeah,
gavel has been like he
yeah.
did test positive for those and whatever.
Do you know what
So
the disciplinary action was?
I didn't hear any disciplinary action. But I'm sure, like when it comes to steroids, in boxing, and like 3-4 steroids, I'm sure it's gonna be probably a life suspension. He's 38 anyways now,
Yeah, yeah,
so he's done.
yeah.
So,
Wow.
well, I sorry, I wouldn't say he's done. I mean, he's around in the corner
Yeah, I
of
mean, he may
retirement.
get to appeal that. If that is the decision, he may get to appeal that,
Yeah, you're right.
come to an agreement and lesser decision. But well, that is yet to be seen. But
Yeah,
yeah, what do you think of the Badou Jack fight?
yeah. I mean, it was a foregone conclusion, because the guy came on late last minute replacement, and we talked about last minute replacements. They make some good money, these like last minute guys. Um, because I mean, it was a foregone conclusion. He
Yeah,
was just too strong,
yeah,
way too strong, and he did what he wanted. Like, and you could see he, like, right away he put his foot on the gas, and he went for it, and he
yeah,
was talking about that he was so disappointed with the Pascal thing.
yes,
He wanted that fight, and he's like,
yeah,
I'm gonna take it out on this guy.
yeah,
And he did to a certain extent.
yeah. Well, that guy had some skill. He was 15-0 coming into it. He'd never been, he
13
lived,
kills too.
yeah, and he'd never been out of South America. It was his first time anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
So it just shows you what that fight demonstrated was the different levels there are to boxing. And just because a guy is 15-0 in South America, it doesn't, there's a different level when you face a guy like Badou Jack.
Totally, totally. And like if you look at Badou Jack, and then look at the people that he's beaten him, like this guy Colina, and then McKernan, I don't know who that is. But then he split decision, lost to John Pascal, lost the majority of unanimous decision to Marcus Brown, draw to Donna Stevenson, win against Nathan Cleverly, draw against James Zagab, one disqualification against your boy Lucien Bute, one split decision against George Grove, one majority decision against Anthony Jarrell.
Wow, he fought top level guys.
And for somebody that turned professional at the age of 18.
Wow.
Too, right?
Yeah, he did real well. He should make some money because of all of this. I mean, like I'm sure Pascal's team, I imagine, would have to pay a penalty.
Yeah, I'm sure there is some in the contract. I'm sure there's something like that. If the fight is canceled because of a positive test for steroids, like violation, you're gonna have to. I'm sure it's something like that.
Yeah, they'll pay
for sure. Pardon?
Yeah, I was gonna say, but he did. Regardless, at the end of the day, Badou Jack looked pretty good out there.
Yeah, he did. I mean, his opponent who was holding holding all the time and stuff too. He offered no resistance really, and when you're fighting a guy that has no resistance, I can just do whatever I want against this guy. I don't have to worry.
For sure. You're right. Yeah, so at least it was an entertaining fight. Those two pro fights were very entertaining, and the Hurd Arias fight was really good from the first round all the way through to the end.
It was.
Both those guys gave everything they had. They should be commended, and I'm really happy for Arias because I think with his team that he has now, I think he's going to succeed
further down the road.
He'll do well if he's smart.
Because also too, this is a huge confidence booster for a fighter like him. Like, I've just beat Jarret Hurd, even though it's at 160, but I beat a recognizable fighter in the game right now. And that's confidence for you.
Totally. That's
start training
more in himself. Yeah.
So just a little bit more about Badou Jack, because Badou Jack is a great guy too. He's just known for his exploits in the ring and stuff and being 2-time champ. But he actually was talking about he wants to move up now to cruiserweight, from light heavyweight, and that's a big jump from 175 to under 200 pounds, 198, whatever. That's a big jump. But he wants to win 3 weight classes. So he's looking to do that next, apparently. Go up to cruiserweight.
All right. Good. He looked pretty big in the ring the other night.
He's a big dude. He says he gets big. He gets really big. Like, I mean, not heavy in between fights, but he gets big.
Yeah, he looked fit.
In between fights. He has a foundation, Doc. It's called the Badou Jack Foundation. It's providing refugee children around the globe proper daily nutrition to allow their health and development. It's saying like 54% of the deaths among refugees and impoverished children comes from malnutrition. So he has this partnership with companies like Ripper Nutrition, that are significantly expanding the number of children in desperate need, healthy meals and clean water for them to drink. Nice. That's great when you see fighters doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. He's giving back. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So let's just let's get, because there wasn't a whole lot of boxing. We'll talk about the fights that are happening coming up, and then this weekend we get to see Shakur Stevenson, who's always brilliant to watch.
Yep. That'll be a fun fight.
Yeah, from Newark, New Jersey, is fighting Namibian contender Jeremiah Nakatilia for the WBO interim junior featherweight title. This is on ESPN from the theater in Virgin Hills, Las Vegas. Stevenson 15-0, 8 KOs. Will headline for the 3rd time in Vegas, and he's fighting Nakatilia, who's 21-1, 17
What?
kills, and has won 10 consecutive fights
Ooh,
since his lone career loss to Evgeny Chakraprayev, who was 16-0 at the time, a Russian. He went to Russia,
yeah,
this Namibian, to fight in Russia. You know that?
yeah. Early in his career, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, against Evgeny,
No, Evgeny.
Evgeny,
Evgeny.
Evgeny,
Evgeny Vonsenepio.
Chakraprayev.
That's my Russian accent.
Yeah. Um,
Nah.
who? Yeah, we're so versed in the Russian language, eh?
Yeah. Spasibo.
He, Zila. I've been to Russia, eh? I
Yeah.
fought a
Yeah. Yep.
tournament there, yeah.
Yeah. You froze your grass off. Yeah.
Huh?
You froze your grass off.
But it was summer.
You
It
still
was.
froze.
I know we were in Dagestan
Oh, wow.
of all places
That's
in
pretty
Russia.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah, I mean it's cool to talk about it, but it wasn't cool to be there.
No, sure.
Not at all. We had it because we had a chance. Half the national team went to before the Olympic Games in Athens. They had a test event, Acropolis in Athens. They went to Athens, and the other half went to Dagestan, Makhachkala, the capital of Dagestan.
You mean the half that lost the coin toss?
Yeah. No, you know what it was? It was the I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Anyways, so and then how do you say it?
Evgeny.
Yeah, Evgeny. He's now 23-4. I just
Yeah.
wanted to throw that in there because it was
Okay.
16-0 at the time. Now he's 23-4.
Okay.
So whatever, we get to see Shakur. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a brilliant talent
Yeah, it's fun to
in the
watch.
sport, right?
Yeah, I like watching him. He's really skilled. And he has his own flair when he fights too, which is nice to see.
I just don't like him that he's pretty cocky. Like when he talks, he was talking about what at his age 23 that when he was 20 when him at 23 was better than Floyd Mayweather at 23. And when Floyd Mayweather was 23, that's when he put that beating on Diego Corrales. Has Shakur fought anybody of that caliber? An undefeated power puncher, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't like that.
Maybe he'll learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, he's with, look at his camp that he's with, like Crawford.
Yeah.
Like Crawford's not
No.
sometimes, but he's not like that. Yeah, I'm better than you. I'm better. I can beat him. I was like, when I was young,
Yeah.
you know, it's not like that.
No. Well, he's young. Maybe he'll grow up a bit. You never know. But at least we get to watch him fight next weekend, which is
Great
awesome.
town. And on ESPN, which is another brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's Andre Roar and Timothy Bradley and Mark Kriegel and those guys.
Wicked.
Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. against Anderson Silva. Like we're gonna keep getting these type of fights. Now.
Yeah. Talked about this last podcast too.
Yeah. So let's not move on to the next one.
No.
Then June 19th, Jamal Charlo against Juan Matias Montiel in Houston in his hometown.
That's a good fight.
Yeah.
Also, isn't the Teofimo Lopez fight?
Yeah, then Teofimo. The same night.
June 19th. Yeah.
June 19th, Teofimo against George Kambosos Jr.
Yeah.
In Miami.
That one I think I want to watch. If I have the choice between the two, I want.
Oh wait, Doc, wait. Then there's another fight, and that's now Inoue against Michael Desmarinas, and that's gonna be on ESPN.
Oh my God, how am I gonna watch all these?
I'm gonna for sure watch. Oh geez, that's hard. I'm gonna watch Lopez.
Yeah, you got to watch Lopez for sure.
Yeah, Teofimo.
That'll either go 12 rounds or it'll be quick.
It'll be quick, man.
Yeah.
It'll be quick. And then we have the return of Vasily Lomachenko
Yeah.
against Masui Nakatani.
Yeah.
Masui.
Yeah. That could be an interesting
That's a
fight.
good fight.
Yeah.
I remember what I said about this, Doc, because he wanted like Lomachenko. He can't just take an easy fight. He can't because this Nakatani is really good. Look what he did to Felix Verdejo.
Yeah. Yeah. And
you know,
he went 12 rounds with Lopez.
and then I was gonna say that, and then gave Lopez fits in that fight. Made him look like an ordinary fighter.
He did. He did. So this guy's gonna be it'll take a few rounds, I think, to figure him out.
Yeah.
Lopez, Lomachenko doesn't he's on a fact-finding mission for the first couple rounds, I find.
Well, he was saying in the fight with Devimo that I was calculating data for the first 10 rounds. Most boxing fans would appreciate that. Like, is that what you mean? He's calculating data?
Gathering means you're not being offensive enough if you're gathering.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
First round or two, but throw some punches. Test him with punches. But who am I to say what he should do? This guy's like, I'm nothing compared to him.
Exactly. You're right.
He knows what he's doing. And
he'll
figure something out. And I bet you if they get a chance to fight again, it'll be a little different fight.
I think so.
He'll win. I think it'll be different.
Mm-hmm.
I think
agree.
He'll come out faster. Seriously.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, let's see how he does in this fight. This is going to be a really good fight to watch.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think I'll watch this fight actually.
When is that one?
Oh no, sorry, that's on the 26th. That's a weekend after, and that's on ESPN.
Beautiful, good.
But I think it's on ESPN Plus. No, ESPN.
This has been
the dog. Then on the same day, on the 26th, we got Mario Barrios and Gervonta Davis.
Ooh, I like that. Let's see if Gervonta can carry his power
to 140
or 140, especially if he fights a big 140.
I'm sure he is. He's got a big height. Then I think I can't remember the height, 5'9" or something. I can't remember, 5 or 5'8". But Gervonta's short. But
Gervonta is really talented.
He is, and this is pay-per-view. He's one of the only pay-per-view fighters.
That's amazing. But I would watch him. I like watching him fight.
He's so entertaining. Gervonta, when Gervonta fights, it's must-watch TV boxing. Yep. It's like the days of De La Hoya when De La Hoya used to fight, and it was you have to watch it. Trinidad. You have to watch it because otherwise you're gonna miss something. You're gonna read it the next day.
Yeah.
And you're like, damn.
Yeah.
And we're watching someone really special.
Yeah.
In Gervonta.
He is, and he's got defense too. I mean, he grew up in Mayweather camp, so yeah, he's got defense.
For sure, he does, and it's underrated because of his power punching, because of his knockouts. All his fights have been knockouts except one, the exception of one.
Well, remember how when Leo Santa Cruz became a champ, and there was a time we thought, oh man, this guy can't lose. He's just too aggressive, comes forward. Then he meets Gervonta Davis. Yes, he got his revenge against Carl Frampton, but then he meets Davis, and Davis just blows through him. Who ever thought that could happen to Santa Cruz, especially at the peak of his career?
Honestly, I don't want to sound like but I said it. I said he's gonna knock him out. He was bigger. He was bigger. Santa Cruz is a featherweight. Yeah, and he came up to 130 for that fight.
Yeah, right? A little big for him.
Yeah.
He should stay down and wait.
That was a massive knockout that still Leo has not come back yet. And who knows if he when he will or if he will.
Yeah, that was big.
Yeah,
That was big.
I think
So
he's set.
yeah, I think so. But in any case, that will be a fun fight to watch. Gervonta Davis. So we got a great month of fights, man.
Yeah, and then we go into the next month of July. Then we got Yorkis Gamboa and Chris Colbert, and that's how Chris Cole primetime I was talking to him about. Chris Colbert.
He's gonna school him, Chris. He's gonna school him.
He is. Will he make more of a statement though with beating Gamboa more decisively than Gervonta did?
If he does it more decisively, yeah, it makes a big statement. It always does.
Yeah.
When it's the top guys, it always does.
Yeah, for sure. And then you got to throw Chris Colbert into this mix too.
Yeah. And then suddenly it's going to be hard for him to get some fights.
Yeah.
With the top guy.
So many fights out there.
Yeah, you got to become a mandatory. That seems to be the issue now. And if you're not a mandatory, it's a little harder. Not impossible, but it's a little harder. But if you're the mandatory, but then that falls through too, because Garcia was the mandatory at one point for Haney. And he just said, no, I don't want to take the fight.
I guess at the end of the day, is money talks, right?
Money talks, and looking ahead at your career, how much more you can make by delaying certain fights and fighting other fights.
Yeah.
And still building your name, so you're making some bucks.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I think Garcia is smart to go on Instagram and Twitter and do all that stuff, man. And TikTok, he's all over. So smart move.
Yeah, he's back. You're talking about Ryan Garcia, right?
Yeah, Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, and he's back in the mix. He's back from his little hiatus there with the depression and stuff, whatever, and he's back. So now we'll see when he's gonna fight next, and and he's back in the mix.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then for state, and then like back in July, then we got Gamboa, Colbert, then we got Sullivan Barrera and Gilberto Ramirez. You like Ramirez, eh?
I do like Ramirez. He's tall, he's lanky, he's got character, personality. But he can fight, and he fights at the end of his range. That's and I like seeing that.
Yeah, he doesn't crowd himself, eh? He uses his, he's big, he's a big dude.
Yeah, and he can still move well. He's got good feet, so he's got a good chance to go somewhere in that. It's light heavyweight, I think, too, because he used to be a super middleweight and he moved up, I believe. Light heavyweight.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm 100% sure.
Yeah,
99% sure.
Yeah, because because Ramirez signed a contract with Golden Boy, right?
Yeah.
And then he moved up.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun too, man. We got lots of fights to look forward to.
Just quickly, then Jamar Charlo, Brian Carlos Castellano, and then that's July 17th. And August, I'm looking forwad to this one. Gilmer Reganio, and John Riel Casimiro.
Yeah,
I want to see. Just quickly about the John Riel Casimiro, because I was watching Nonito Donaire, he on Instagram, and he was doing a live workout with his wife, was putting him through. Like, first of all, I was so impressed. Just watch. He doesn't show everything. He's like, I'm not showing you guys everything. I'll show you a little bit, because he is secretive. But he's doing some crazy stuff, man. Like with a rope, that chain tied to him, and he's sprinting and then coming back and then sprinting, like a whole bunch of rounds like that, and it just like. Anyways, he was talking about John Real Casimiro, because somebody asked him a question about that, and he's like, I've always been the type of guy that will never fight my countrymen. He's never fought a Filipino. Well, I don't know. I don't know his record, but he said he doesn't fight Filipinos.
Yeah, that's
I
interesting.
I like
Pacquiao,
that, huh?
Pacquiao did
Early in his career,
his early pro fights in the Philippines.
yeah, he had to.
Yeah,
He had to, right?
yeah,
Early
yeah,
on,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you do what you got to do.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
And speaking of Pacquiao, then we have him on. It's a date here. August 21st, and that's it. I mean, with Earl Spence Jr.
That's gonna be big.
That's gonna be massive.
Yeah.
Who said? Oh, I think Max Kellerman. I like Max Kellerman.
Yeah.
He's really good. I really like him.
He
But
knows his stuff.
I didn't like what he said about this. He's like Earl Spence is gonna knock him out. Pacquiao.
Why didn't you like that?
Yeah, just because I mean I'm a Pacquiao fan, but I think Pacquiao's for sure always in a fight. Like I mean, for somebody like Max Kellerman, he could have said something. You know, I think Pacquiao loses to Earl Spence, whatever. I don't know, knocked out. So meaning that like he's gonna knock him out. I'm gonna knock him out. It ain't gonna even be close. That's what that means. I'm
I
gonna
guess
knock him out.
that's one way of interpreting that for sure.
Yeah.
But
If that's how we
the way
meant it.
he's being honest and he's expressing his opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everybody has an opinion, right, on this stuff.
Like Charles Barkley said, opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
So-
true. But if an opinion is based on something substantial, on facts or something that's logical, where you can build a case, then there's more value than just being an asshole.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. No. Just
Opinions that you can't, that you can't verify.
yeah, like
Those
with
are-
facts and
It's just somebody saying something that can't back anything up.
yeah, they're just
assholes.
they're just catching it in the air and oh yeah, he's gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Another fight I'm looking forward to too is Stephen Fulton Jr. and Brandon Figueroa at 122.
Ooh,
That's
I like
gonna be,
that.
and Fulton's talking smack right now. He's like he's gonna knock out Brandon Figueroa, then he's gonna knock out Casemiro after.
You know what? He's really skilled, Fulton Jr. And I think
Fulton, yeah.
my prediction for that fight is that he does knock Brandon out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brandon
Yeah,
that Figueroa style of not
crowding
and not taking care of home.
Yeah. You're right. I agree. I say Fulton too.
Skilled Fulton. Like he's not
Very
just a hard
skilled.
puncher, but he's skilled.
I think him and Boots Ennis are like they're like so close in styles
of each
and,
other.
and they're good friends.
Yeah,
they train together and stuff.
You know what? I like his confidence actually.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How we doing?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, man. That was
okay. Well, we pulled one off of Mayweather entertainment fight.
And I think we were pretty interesting and entertaining.
Yeah. If not, send us an email and to give us no joke.
Or don't.
Or don't. Yeah.
All
okay,
right,
Doc. All right. So next week we'll talk about Shakur.
You got it.
All right.
Okay.
See ya.
See ya. Thank you.